Is Topolino's Terrace the best restaurant in all of Walt Disney World?
Let's see.
Hello everyone, I'm Jay.
And I'm Sam.
And you are watching The Theme Park Foodies, and we are back at the Riviera Resort. A resort we have been quite critical on in regards to architecture and ambiance. However, we've been very complimentary on in regards to food. They actually have our #1 quick service restaurant in all of Walt Disney World here, right Sam?
And our #1 coffee.
Yes. So it would only be proper for them to have the #1 restaurant in Walt Disney World. This was actually Sam's favorite restaurant in Walt Disney World for a very long time. Up until recently, California Grill had been our favorite, but for anyone who had watched our most recent video on California Grill, you'll know they have fallen from grace a little bit, right?
They have. And it's been a while since we've been at Topolino's. It's probably been like a year and a half.
Yeah.
Because we did kind of have a not so great experience. But I will say we did have like a dining, it was like 10 o'clock at night, and I think that really played a part in why we had a bad experience last time.
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to them redeeming themselves.
Yeah, we scored a 550 reservation for today. For those that don't know, the Riviera Resort is themed after Walt Disney's trips to the Mediterranean. Subsequently, a lot of the food is based off of Mediterranean cuisine. You can see a lot of pictures of Walt Disney throughout the resort. I don't think it really encapsulates the Mediterranean theme that well. We've been to the French Riviera, and I just don't get that vibe here. Although I do enjoy a lot of the food here, and Topolino's we've been to previously is really good. You can find Topolino's Terrace at the very top of the Riviera Resort. We love rooftop dining. It has beautiful views of the Caribbean Beach Resort, and you can also capture the Epcot fireworks on the back patio. We're going to show you how to get in. We're going to show you the whole menu, try out their signature options, and we're going to see if they are our favorite restaurant now in Walt Disney World, considering California Grill is fallen from grace, right?
Do you know what Topolino's means?
I do, but I want you to tell me. It means Mickey, right?
Well, it technically means baby mouse, but in Italy they refer to Mickey Mouse as Topolino. So we're on a baby mouse rooftop terrace.
I'm hungry for some Mickey eats. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, if you enjoy the content, please like and subscribe. Join us for our rooftop dining experience here at one of Walt Disney World's very best restaurants. If you have Topolino's Terrace reservations, you can actually park here. You can also take the Skyliner from Epcot or Hollywood Studios. As we walk into the main lobby, you'll see that we are actually crossing over a bridge. All right, let's head in to the main lobby. Not as grand as some other lobbies. You can see as we walk in, it kind of feels like a Marriott to me more than anything. They have this very interesting chandelier. To your right is actually where you can find the check-in desk. We're gonna have to head right past one of our favorite little coffee spots, Le Petit Cafe. Right to the left of that are going to be the elevators that will take us to the rooftop dining Topolino's Terrace. Sam actually couldn't help herself and headed into Le Petit Cafe and got our favorite coffee in all of Walt Disney World, the almond cold brew.
I couldn't walk by and not get it. I don't care if it's 6 o'clock at night, I'm having a cold brew.
We're also running late. What would you give this iteration of it?
It's a 10 because I'm really tired and I really need it.
The whipped cream looks really good. All right, now we have to head to dinner. It's very white in here. You can actually see these pictures of Walt to the right as you head to the elevator. I don't know, I guess that would be the French Mediterranean. I would assume that's where he's dining. I don't think all of these are from the French Mediterranean though. I think they're just pictures of Walt. Ah yes, who doesn't forget the iconic Cinderella's castle found in the European Mediterranean. You have to make 2 rights at the end of the hallway to get to the east elevators. The gold does look very aristocratic. Here we are, the 10th floor, Topolino's Terrace. They actually have a famous breakfast here that serves from 7:30 to 12:15. It's a character breakfast, people love it. We're actually here for the dinner, which is also famous. So the lobby and the restrooms are going to be to the left of the check-in desk as you walk in. Hi, Sam. It's a very tiny little lobby here, right?
I like the artwork though over there.
Oh yeah, the artwork is nice. All right, we are checked in, and the main dining hall is obviously to the right. Heading to our table now. Oh, we got a nice center table here. Now, Sam, I already think I'm turning Team Topolino's. You know why?
Funny though, because we had a feud about this, and you were like anti-Topolino's and pro California Grill. And Now you're seeing the other side.
Well, one, they actually have a real full menu where California Grill is just a prefix now. And two, the actual menu is wood. It's hardcover. They do have an extensive wine list. You can see actually their wines in the case up towards the front. They have a bar here you can dine at as well. It's to the right as you walk in. Lots of different wines that you can get here. You can see some of their classic cocktails up towards the top here. They have some flights too. Whiskey, bourbon, and scotch, draft beer, bottled beer and hard cider. They even have a zero-proof cocktail, Bee's Knees, and it's not like the usual Pink London Spritzer you see at all the other ones. Cucumber Gimlet, Peche Repose, and they have the Disney family of wines. I think some of these are from Golden Oak. When looking at the starters, the heirloom tomato panzanella, this wasn't here last time we were here. The honey vinaigrette is actually harvested from Golden Oak, which is a ritzy area here in Walt Disney World. They have a ratatouille fritter, gnocchi with braised lamb shoulder. Oh man, that sounds so good. Pork belly. I'm actually looking at the escargot because I feel like you very rarely get good escargot at places. Obviously a romaine type of salad, ricotta, and a uni tomato biscuit. This is actually a tableside biscuit. I've had this previously. It's very good. As far as entrees go, they have a branzino. Now these braised beef cheeks, they're actually Wagyu beef. This is probably what I'm most looking at. Sam always goes for the filet, but I think she might be getting something else today. They have this, which I'm not going to try to say because I know someone will be correcting me below, but it looks like it's a fish stew that looks very good. The rigatoni, sea scallops, classic sole, and roasted cauliflower steak. Great vegan option. For enhancements, they have seared scallops with truffle jam, grilled shrimp, and Brussels sprouts. It's great they have the cauliflower steak this time because remember when we came with Nick, Sam? They didn't have a vegan option on the main entrees.
No, they didn't. I remember he just got olive. I remember him just getting the olives.
Yeah. All right, they're starting us off with their in-house made bread, and of course, Mediterranean restaurant, you have to have a little olive oil dip it in, so no butter here, but this bread definitely looks unique. They bake it fresh in the back.
I think it's a French bread.
Would make sense since we're supposed to be in the French Mediterranean.
And he like freshly poured the oil. It was a nice experience, you know? Especially when some places don't even give you bread anymore.
Yeah, Disney needs to bring back bread service for the parks.
It's very crunchy. It's good. And it has like a light sweetness to it. Not my favorite. I do like that it's like smaller. You have a small piece and not a big loaf. And this is the same bread. If you get the ricotta appetizer, this bread comes with it, and this goes really well with the ricotta. Yeah, we'll give it a 7.
7, all right. So the mocktail menu here wasn't basic. This is the cucumber gimlet, right, Sam? I'm saying that right.
Correct. Cucumber, lime juice, soda water, espelette, pepper, and sugar.
So it's not super sweet. It's kind of like soda water, just with like a little bit of like salt on top. Very like fresh lime flavor. Very refreshing. I'm gonna give this an 8. I feel like it's high quality and it tastes different. And I like that it's not very sweet. All right, so the appetizers are here. I got the escargot, and Sam, you got the burrata.
Heirloom tomato panzanella, so it has Italian burrata, a sunflower pesto, focaccia, tomatoes, cucumbers, and there's also a local honey vinaigrette, which is sourced from Golden Oak.
Yeah, it looks really good. A very great presentation.
I like the little flower on it. I do wish it was a bigger piece of burrata, though. But
yeah, pretty expensive for such a little burrata.
$19, but look at this. Did my best trying to get a little bit of everything on one plate.
It looks very high quality.
Vegetables are like super, super fresh. Like you just taste it. Like I feel like it's somebody just like plucked this out of a garden. The burrata is so like creamy and smooth. And then you have some crunch with the focaccia.
It's a great texture, full flavor.
Focaccia is not like too hard. This is really good. I'm also a very big fan of burrata. And you also have that little bit of honey. It's very, very light. It's really nice touch. I'm gonna go 9 with this.
Wow. And I think you said the bread you liked, you thought bread was higher than 7 before, right?
I'm bumping up the bread because the olive oil is extremely high quality and amazing. It tastes like olives. Like you really get that olive taste with it.
So what are you bumping it up to?
So I'm bumping it up to an 8.
All right, so the escargot, I'm sure you all know this. They're snails. They have a puff pastry on top. They also use garlic, butter.
Lemon.
Oh, and lemon.
And parsley.
And parsley. All right, so let's see. Should I just stab or should I scoop? I am a fan of the snail. It's hard to find good snails these days. Look at that. I'm adventurous with my flavors.
Next thing you know, you're gonna say you're on the search for the best snails in Walt Disney World. You have to finish Slaw Quest before Snail Quest can begin.
A lot of times what these restaurants do when they serve escargot is they make it very garlic heavy. The snail, the escargot, absorbs flavor very well. Butter and garlic is the flavor of escargot, and the snail really is just the texture. It's just very delicate, it falls apart in your mouth, and that's why the puff pastry on top works so well. I've had better escargot. Palmer's American Grill in Long Island, New York, they had escargot. I would put above this, but this is a solid escargot. I would give it a 7. I've had better. It's nice to have it. It does make it feel a bit more fancy. It's one of the reasons I went for it. But I probably think that Sam's Burrata is a bit better. Right, dinner is here. I got them cheeks of beef. I also got the enhancement, the scallops. Sam, you got your favorite dish from here, which is the rigatoni. You can actually see the pasta hanging on the wall to the left as you walk in. They fresh make it here. What's in this?
Braised chicken sugo, broccolini, pancetta, wild mushrooms, and black truffle.
That truffle is delicious.
I usually go for fillets at signature dining restaurants, but when there's like house-made pasta, I feel like you gotta go for the pasta.
I do feel like this dish is a little bit smaller than the last time we were here.
I mean, I feel like that's happening everywhere.
Shrinkflation has gotten Disney hard.
The sauce is so good. It's almost more like a gravy. It's a thick, like creamy brown sauce. The pasta tastes fresh. The cheese tastes fresh.
Well, cheese isn't fresh, but yes, I'm sure it tastes good.
Like it was freshly
cut.
Freshly grated.
Yes.
Jeez, like it wasn't like sitting. It wasn't sitting in like a plastic jar.
Yeah.
By fresh. The chicken, it tastes like a dark meat chicken. A saltiness from the pancetta. It's a really great dish. I'm gonna give it a 9.
Wow, you're not going to 10 though. I thought this you were gonna go 10 because you love this dish.
I do. I think maybe if it was bigger, I'd go 10. I don't know.
Yeah, I understand. Portion size definitely takes into it. You got to take that into account.
It's so savory and it's really, really good.
All right, so these are the braised beef cheeks. Now this is Wagyu beef, artisanal polenta right there at the bottom, corn, relish, haricots, verts, popcorn, germolata, and banyuls jus. I know I'm saying that stuff wrong, so feel free to correct me in the comments. I know y'all will. I'm going to try this out right now. I'm excited. Wagyu beef cheeks. Sounds so good. All right. Oh man, look at that. I didn't even need a knife. This thing just falls apart. Wagyu beef that are cheeks with like a nice delicious polenta. I want to get all the flavors in there.
That's a big piece of cheek.
So tender. Look out the juice. I think this is a pork rind.
I feel like I've been noticing pork rinds like appearing more and more in dishes like randomly. They're just that you wouldn't think that they would be in. They're making a comeback.
I love how tender it is. The polenta complements the dish so well. This is a very J dish. Love me like some meat, some like savory like short rib and polenta. Although this isn't technically a short rib. It's so tender, so like robust with all like the flavor. The jus adds like it's just a hint of the jus that just complements the moisture and natural flavor of the meat. I'm gonna go 10 with this. I think this is really, really good. I wanted some of Sam's pasta, but now I'm very happy that I got this.
I'm happy for you. I'm happy that I can keep my pasta.
All right, so these are the seared scallops with the black truffle jam. Strike one is that I think this thing was like 18 bucks. I only got 3 scallops. It's like $6 a scallop. It's pretty crazy. But let's try the truffle jam. Maybe they're just so good, they're worth the extra price.
Maybe.
The truffle jam is incredible, but the scallop itself, it needs the truffle jam. Like it's good scallop, but like you can go to Boathouse in Disney Springs and you have better scallops. These are still very good, and the truffle jam is bang, so good. I'm gonna give this a 8. Actually no, I'm gonna give this a 9. Because the truffle jam is just so good. The scallop really is like buttery, delicious. Just, I have had a better form of scallop before, so I don't feel comfortable going quite 10. This is definitely a high quality dish. My biggest issue with it is the portion size. Everything else is quality, but $18, $6 per scallop. I guess I can see it, but I do want more. All right, we've retrieved the dessert menu. Another hard wood cover. They have a lemon tiramisu that has an Italian inspiration. We've actually previously had limoncello in Italy. This is actually supposed to be more of like a mousse or a meringue than an actual traditional tiramisu cake. Then we have the warm chocolate cake, which we've had before, I think, and that's what I'm probably looking at. They said they're known for the vanilla and citrus creme brulee. This sounds very good. The fruits of the forest supposed to be their prettiest dish, and they have a vanilla bean ice cream with no sugar added. You also see some dessert cocktails that they have and some dessert wines. All right, so we've had this before, but I had to get it again. You could smell the chocolate on it. It's the warm chocolate cake. It has a caramel center, chantilly raspberries, and then also this gelato right there on the side. Look how creamy that looks, Sam. So it's basically a lava cake, high-end lava cake with dark chocolate on the outside. Let's break it and see how the interior looks. Look at that. What do I always say, Sam?
Goose. Something about goose.
I'm a big fan of goo. This is quite the goo too. I need a little raspberry with that.
I can only imagine like what people think about you when you say that.
All right, let's try this out. Look at it, all the flavors together. Beautiful. That's one of the top desserts in all of Disney. The gelato is so fresh. The interior of this is just so warm and gooey. Buttery, smooth from the caramel, bitter from the chocolate, nice tartness from the raspberry. There's a flavor explosion. 10. I'm thinking Riviera might, it's either Riviera or Chico right now are winning. I don't know which one, but I will make a decision. I also want to bring up, they brought me a birthday little gift. This is a little chocolate brownie they have at the bottom. You can see they have a Riviera medallion and then a cookie right here on top. Should I try it out real quick?
Sure. I want to go to 5 signature dining restaurants for my birthday.
You can. So it's like a lemon cookie on top. It's good. And then this is very rich. It's solid. It's obviously free, so they give you for your birthday. I'll give that a 6, but this chocolate cake, so good. If you come here, get anything, get the chocolate cake. All right, Sam got their signature lemon tiramisu. This looks really fancy.
It doesn't look how I expected, but I also don't even know what I expected. And I'm honestly not the biggest fan of lemon, but I...
What?
I'm not. I don't normally like go for lemon, but...
Then why would you buy it?
Because tiramisu is my favorite dessert, and it's paying homage to Italy and the Lemon Festival, so I just thought I would try something different. I'm trying to...
We've had limoncello, and you love limoncello. So.
I like limoncello, but like I'm normally like I would go for a chocolate cake. Like I'm a chocolate dessert gal.
I will share with you if you don't like it.
And I'm wondering how like the lemon is gonna go with the espresso. That's an interesting combination. The lemon is so light. Not overly lemony.
I even see some gold right there on top of it.
Yeah, fancy. I have gold on my dessert.
There's the meringue right there.
Oh yeah, and this is a pistachio meringue. Some of this cream. I like it way more than I expected. It has just like that light, tangy taste. Like a nice summer dessert. It doesn't feel gluttonous. I think I should have like a hint of lemon in more of my desserts. I think this is really well done. I'm gonna give this an 8.
Wow.
I do really love traditional tiramisu where you taste that like espresso sponge cake. So like that's why I'm not going higher, because I miss that about the tiramisu, but I still think like they incorporated the flavors very well. All
right, let's check out the views from the rooftop area up here. This is definitely the best view of the Caribbean beach resort from up here. And this is the lake the Riviera sits on. You can see the Skyliner going off in the background. It makes it very kinetic when you see like the waves wafting, the Skyliner going off. You can actually see Galaxy's Edge way back there beyond the Skyliner, as well as the Tower of Terror. The glare of the sun's kind of preventing our view, but you can actually see right beyond the Riviera World Showcase over there at Epcot. This is probably the best restaurant to view the Epcot fireworks from. All right, so that is it for our time dining at Topolino's Terrace. Sam, is this the best restaurant in all of Walt Disney World?
It's up there. It's moved up to the ranks. It's back to very high.
So just so you guys know, this video is part of a series where we dine at our 5 favorite restaurants in all of Walt Disney World. Topolino's Terrace, California Grill, Gico, Narcoossee's, and Flying Fish. We have completed 3 of the 5 so far, and I will say, to me, Topolino's Terrace is the best so far. Not by much though. Gico is up there as well. I think what beats out Gico for me is the fact that their dessert is some of the best I've ever had, that chocolate cake. And then also I'm a big fan of rooftop dining, so I like being able to see the views, I like being able to walk out and see the fireworks. So that's one of the reasons I really enjoy this restaurant here. As much as I kind of rag on the design elements here at the Riviera Resort, there is a sort of charm to the ritzy elements, you know?
And I really just liked how fresh everything tasted. The bread service was fresh. My appetizer was fresh. My pasta was fresh. Like, it just continued out throughout the entire meal. And we had amazing service, and you can't beat like walking out to the sun setting, being able to see Hollywood Studios and Epcot. Like, it's just, you know. 3
of the 4 Disney parks you can see from the rooftop. Sam got another coffee for the way home.
Well, it's not for the way, it's for the morning.
For the morning.
Morning, Sam is gonna have this coffee and my leftover pasta, and I'm gonna be so happy.
For my drink, I did want to correct myself. That wasn't a salted rim. It was an Espelette
pepper and
sugar combo. Yeah.
I could taste it. Like, when I tried it, I was like, oh my gosh, I was like, it tastes peppery.
Yeah, a little peppery. I also did want to bring up the design elements of the interior in there. It does look like, for some reason, I feel like we were dining underneath a golden broom as you're sitting there, but there's actually a reason for all the different textures that you see. It's supposed to look like a ancient Mediterranean village, you said, right, Sam?
Yeah.
As someone who, I have a bachelor's degree in history.
Riviera Village.
I have a bachelor's degree in history. Ancient Mediterranean or Riviera Village, is that like Greece, Rome? I'm trying to think of what design elements that would be. If anyone knows out there, please let us know in the comments. But there is definitely certainly a lot of texture. You can see it right back near the bar. You can see it on the floor. The carpet kind of looks like it kind of leads into where the bar area is, with like the carpet almost looking like a darker colored ocean, and then kind of like the design elements lead into the floor of where kind of you sit where the bar is. The exterior is very nice, although I'm not really getting Mediterranean Village. It does feel upscale. The food is delicious. And for me, out of the top 5, this is sitting at number 1, but we still have Flying Fish.
And our Narcoossee's.
Yeah, so.
And I also want to know, like, what makes a restaurant your favorite? Like, is it you just go, I just want the best food, or do you, care about, the setting, the service? Like, what makes your number 1?
For me, it's service.
What is your top factor?
Yeah, let us know in the comments below. For me, it's service. It's the theme, it's the experience, it's the atmosphere, and it's the food.
You want a little bit of everything rolled into one.
Yes. And if you enjoy the content, please like and subscribe. Liking will really help our channel grow. It pushes this video out into the stratosphere of the YouTube algorithm, helps other people find the video. Subscribing, it also helps our channel grow. Hit the bell notification so that way you're notified every time when videos come out, which is when, Sam?
Every Monday or Thursday. Every Monday and Thursday at 12 p.m.
Thanks so much for watching. Don't count the days.
So make the days count.
We will see you next time. That's all, folks. I had no idea that actual wildlife lived in this lake in front of the Riviera.
Oh, there's a little baby behind it.
Oh, there's a baby behind it. Let us know if you guys can tell which videos we're filming after work and which videos we're filming on our day off. Because we definitely feel burnt after work.
Yeah, and sometimes I feel bad, but we have no time. Like, we have to kind of film after work sometimes, and I always feel very anxious on the way here. But I will say, once we get here and we just start eating and we get in the groove, I do start to feel better. I'm
happy that it sometimes forces us out of the house, because once I'm out, we're having a great time.
And also I'm I don't have to make dinner, so that's always a plus.